Hello Wildlings, Colin Stuckert here, Wild Foods and AncestralMind.com founder. Today's video is stupid shit you do that's holding you back. This video is all about the dumb things that you do in your life that we all do, not saying just you. Maybe you do 3 of these, maybe you do 1 of these, maybe you do 5 of them. These are things that most of us do in some form or the other that really limits our results in life and that holds us back in more ways than one. So hopefully, if I can help you identify them, then you can work towards not making these mistakes and getting even better results in your life by hammering on the things that used to be your weaknesses and then now can become your strengths. Short video, I'm gonna run through them, give some anecdotes, give some things you do, and most importantly, just bring them to your awareness. Let's get to it. This is not an all-inclusive list. These are 5 things that I've been thinking about lately. These are 5 of the big things that hold people back in more ways than one. Some of these might be really big for you. Some of them might be minor for you. It's gonna be up to you to figure out what those are. But either way, trying to avoid the things on this list and getting even better and actively being strong in these areas is gonna help you a ton. So the first one, I could have a 20-minute video just on this topic, but you're not being honest with yourself. You're not probably being honest with people around you as well. We all aren't in some way. We all suffer from the nice society we live in, which is getting even worse with our social justice warrior, internet-based culture that we now live in, where you can't do or say anything because someone's gonna be outraged and call you a name or whatever. That is creating even more of this. But you don't have to be a victim of that. You don't have to play that game. You can be an honest, resolute individual. And that's what we need more of in this world. It starts with being honest with yourself. Not being honest with yourself, you're the first person, okay? You need to first be honest with yourself. What do you want in life? Who are you? What do you believe? Not what you just read in a book, not what the people that you're hanging out with currently believe, not what your parents believe, not what your coworkers believe, not what your professors tell you, or your college cohorts or your groups or whatever. What do you believe? The hardest thing, and this is a quote, in the world that is trying to constantly make you something else is being an individual. And I butchered the quote. It was Thoreau might have said that, or it's like the greatest accomplishment is being unique in a world that's constantly trying to make you something else, whatever it is, Google it. But it really is an accomplishment to just be you. I mean, it's crazy that even just that is an accomplishment, but it really is. And what's amazing is all these other things we're gonna cover, and a lot of the mistakes that people make stem from you or that person not being true and not being an individual that's unique and has his or her own beliefs. And when you can get to that place, it makes everything else in your life way easier. I can tell you that right now, because you're operating from an internal set of standards instead of trying to live other people's idea of how the world should be, which might not be congruent with yours, and you get all the incongruencies that come with that, okay? So you gotta first be honest with yourself. Then what comes next is, so this is 1, then you can start being honest, number 2, with people around you. If you aren't happy in your relationship, voice that. If you aren't happy at your job, voice that. Find ways that maybe you can become happy, where you can make things better. I'm not saying that you should just complain all the time or be a negative Nancy. You shouldn't do that at all. You should think of things about a problem, right? Think of them as a problem with a solution. If you're not happy in something, there's probably a reason why. There's probably a root cause. Go address that. And a lot of times that starts with simply expressing it to other people around you that need to know you're thinking these things. Don't try to expect people to be a mind reader, okay? Don't try to be a mind reader yourself. Express who you are, what you feel, what you want. And I mean, everything will get turned up for you, I promise you that, okay? Example I have is, obviously relationships are, I have work here, and that's kind of not really its own category. It does tie into when you're not honest with yourself, because what people do is they get into jobs and they are there to please their family, or they're there to please their spouse, or to please their friends from high school, or because they think they should do it or whatever. And the more you can get closer to the who are you, the better you will prevent those things from happening. But I can tell you, some people repeat these things their entire life. Some people work in jobs they hate their entire life because they've let life creep up and they have these bills now and they can't not be a lawyer because they have all these expensive toys or whatever. You don't want that to happen. If you don't want to be a lawyer or you're not enjoying it, do not push through law school. Do not open a practice. You don't have to be a practicing lawyer. Do something else. The more you can know who you are and to be honest with who you are to yourself and to those around you, I mean, life-changing, okay? That's number 1. That not being true to who you are is the number 1 absurd, dumb thing that a lot of us do, right? A lot of modern humans do it. Okay, number 2. So we got number 1 done. Comparing, all right? Now, there's people on social media now that live some pretty amazing lives. Like, not gonna lie, it's just the way it is. It's not to say they don't have problems. I'm not saying that their life is perfect, because we know that there's a lot of issues that even when you have all the money and time in the world, you get a lot of existential issues of like, what's my purpose and what do I enjoy or whatever, right? So that's a topic for another day. But what I'm saying is you cannot look at those people and compare them in their life, their accomplishments to yours. This is the surefire way to be unhappy and discontent your entire life, because everything you do, there'll be somebody better than you. Everything you do, there'll be somebody who's living a more exotic life, has more money, has more partners, a better looking wife, husband, whatever, lives in more exotic places, has more awards. Bullshit. Nobody cares. In a weird way, we don't, but we do care. Do not fall into the comparison trap. Comparison is the number one way to sap and ruin the things that you have in your life. And really, there's no benefit whatsoever. If you want to observe somebody and you want to work towards something, you want to be motivated, that's fine. But not ever let it bring down what you currently are doing or what you have done. That is a toxic failing of the mind. Do not compare. Don't compare. I'm going to do a big cross out of that, okay? All right, number 3. Now, these obviously tie hand in hand with number 1 and 2. Seeking others' dreams. Seeking the dreams of others or society at large, because you think that an ideal life is having a Ferrari or traveling every day or whatever, okay? There are a lot of things that are below the surface to this. A lot of these people that have these things, as we just talked about, may not have perfect lives. They may have very troubled lives. They may have a fake social media life and an abusive, depressed, problem-filled personal life. You might not find that you don't like to travel that much. Traveling is stressful in the body. I don't actually traveling a whole ton. You just never know. Don't live other people's dreams or what you see on social media or what your parents told you should do or what you grew up thinking was the way to be successful or happy or whatever, okay? You don't have to live other people's lives. You live your life. Your definition of happiness and success is independent to just you, nobody else. And the more you can be honest with yourself as a number 1, the less you'll have this issue. But do not pursue the paths. Like, you don't have to go to college and get a degree. You don't have to get a $100,000 a year job. You don't have to even stay in your own country. And go volunteer, go work elsewhere. Go travel and work odd jobs to pay your way. There are so many ways to live amazing lives. Do not live somebody else's dream. Not saying IDK. I don't know. It's okay to say that. It's more than okay. It's powerful to say that. Say, I don't know more often in your life. You actually get, strangely enough, more persuasion. People respect you and value your opinion more when they know that you're being honest and truthful with them and not just trying to talk out of your ass. Saying I don't know is also powerful to prevent the many dogmas that are going to creep up. I don't know is powerful in relationships and dating. It's powerful in everything. It just makes you a more trustworthy person. It will also prevent the rigid dogmas that we so easily love to cling to. Say, I don't know. Don't be so adamant in your belief system. Don't be so vehement in things that you say and that you think. It will help you in a lot of ways. And to stick to these things, to stick into dogma, to stick to a rigid belief system is limiting you in more ways than one. Okay? Mistreating your body. This is one of the dumbest things I see people do in our modern world. I mean, we literally have technology that allows us to have the most time and abundance ever in the history of mankind. We might actually solve aging in our lifetime. And yet people treat their body like a freaking garbage disposal. Drugs, alcohol, sugar, grains, shitty foods, no sleep, long hours in front of a screen, sitting in odd postures. Literally treating the body as if it's replaceable. Right now, it's not. The body you have is the only body you're ever going to have, at least for the immediate future. Stop treating it like it's disposable. And the better you treat it, the better every other part of your life is going to be. If you want to be successful, if you want to be happy, these things are all rooted in biology, right? Happiness is just a mix of chemicals, right? If you're fucking up your body by filling it with garbage and mistreating it, the chemicals in your brain, your hormones, everything are going to be discombobulated, dysregulated. It's going to be very hard to be happy when you're doing that. On the flip side, when you have exercise, good food, good sleep, and your body is operating at like its peak efficiency, everything else in your life is going to be better. You're going to think more clear. You're going to be less emotional. You're going to make better decisions. You're going to be calmer. Everything's better. Don't treat your body like it's replaceable, because it's not. And when it breaks down, you will wish, I promise you will wish you had it back. In the mid-30s, like for me, for example, turning 34 in a month, I already have parts of my body breaking down. I wish I would have maybe taken a little bit better care of it. And I took relatively good care of my body. I've always been very health conscious. And there's still things I probably could have done. I could have sit less. I could have, moved more, stood more when I was working or playing games. Eyesight, maybe I could have not stared at screens for so long. There's a lot of things. And so even now I have to constantly stay on myself to make sure I'm not sacrificing health for work, because I'm always so motivated. I will give up some health sometimes, give up some sleep, give up exercise, skip going to the gym, skip going outside and walking, etc., so that I can get a little bit more work done, right? That's a stupid thing that I do, that I have to overcome. All right. So obviously short video, guys, broad topics, a lot to go down. Maybe I'll go down more depth in some other videos, but for now, let's review 5 dumb things to not do today that you are probably doing. Most of us are doing in some way. Okay. Stop being honest. No. Be honest. Stop being not honest. Good grammar word, I know. Be honest with yourself and then with everybody around you. When you get known as a straightforward, honest person that delivers the straight truth, sometimes the uncomfortable truth, people will respect you for it. Your life will be better. It'll be simpler and it'll be better, okay? Don't compare. Everyone's life is their own. Do not compare. You don't want someone else's life. You should want the best life for you, because really that's all you're ever going to have. So just stop. Don't live others' dreams. Don't take life paths because society says that's what you should do, or your parents, or your brothers, or because you think it might be cool or whatever. Pursue you. Start saying I don't know more often. Don't be so rigid and dogmatic. You don't have all the answers, okay? The book you just read doesn't have all the answers. In fact, all of human knowledge collectively to this day, April or March, whatever it is, 2019, does not have all the answers. So stop acting like it. Stop mistreating your body. Your body should be a temple. Build it, respect it, worship it, and it will serve you for years and years down the road. My name is Colin Stuckert. I approve this message. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want anything, comment below, whatever I can do to help you. I want you to think ancestrally. I want you to respect the decisions you make on a daily basis. Our environment is mismatched. Our children are devolving. Our adults are devolving. The future of humanity is at stake. We need to take action today, and it starts at the individual level, because then you can help somebody else, okay? So let's get out there and make a change. Start with yourself.